morning. Good morning. Few thoughts here about worship, and all those words in the same family. I didn't know the word when I first came to Canada. I didn't know what it means, and when you are not into a certain topic, you don't dig to find the meaning. So if your mind want to learn about something because it's related to you, to your survival, to your pleasure, to anything in your life that's significant, let's say, then it gives you an emotion, and that emotion makes you want to repeat the emotion. So every time you approach a concept, a person, an object, whatever, that emotion, if it's pleasant, you will want to repeat it. If it's unpleasant, generally most healthy people want to avoid, right? So running away from pain and chasing the pleasure. So at the time, I was not a believer. I always thought I was an atheist, but a few days ago I learned that atheists are the ones who are actively against the religious people, or not against in a sense that they want to put them down, but it's like just the other party. We don't talk to those guys, we don't deal with them, we don't really like them. So some sort of an attitude that makes the atheist be part of a category of people who feel more special, or when they associate with science, they want, because science is let's say a discipline of part of life. You cannot exclude the science from life. That generally is promoted by smarter people, and those guys, they want to disassociate themselves from the religion, because in their world, religion pulls people back, or keeps people back into the old ages. So because they want to show the average folk that they promote progress and they move the world forward, depends which way you want to see forward. Then, like I said, they stick with other people who have the same mindset. So like pilots stick around pilots because you learn from people who inspire you, from people who are like you, so you are tempted to chase common dreams. The same with scientists, and the same with religious people. Religious people stick with religious people because it's part of the human survival. You know, you find people who are alike. That was some possible, some deep ones, I guess. So you stick with those who are alike, and you're more likely to sharpen your skill into certain field, certain talent, helping you to bring food to your nest. So everything people do goes to the basics: survival, procreation and stuff. Everything you see fancy, like building a bridge, making a movie or something, it still goes back to those, yeah. And I could explain for hours how making a movie or watching a movie has anything to do with procreation and survival, but I'll leave it for another day, or check out the internet that can give you all the answer you want, including how you build a bridge, how you do engineering, how you build a house, how dogs can have sex with ants, or actually how ants can have sex with dogs, right? So good questions, weird questions, smart answers, dumb answers, everything you want. So the worship, right? So check out the other people answers on YouTube or whatever, Google. This is my version. So I thought I was an atheist, but actually I realized a few days ago when I watched a YouTube, a religious person wrote a book and mentioned the differences between an atheist and an agnostic. And I said, oh, I never went against religious people, you know. It's like I didn't care, I didn't want to talk about religion, or I didn't felt the subject of my interest. So I was agnostic, and I was not interested in learning the meaning of the word worship. What means to worship? And I could hear people around, some people, what we do on Sunday, we worship God. What we do at the church, we worship God. Now, people sometimes, some people don't make clear distinction between prayer and worshipping, and it might appear to be the same thing. And what's prayer? So, to many people, love, it's a two-way thing. Unconditional love is some sort of idealistic, like what's love, right? Some sort of a concept that is very hard to attain. What's deep meditation, right? Yeah, only some specialized minds can attain, like some monks or some yogis and stuff, or well-trained people can attain the deep meditation, like the love, what's talking to God. Yeah, only priests and clerics and those professionals in the religion, only yogis, and you know, those people who are not part of the average crowd, average people. It's a beautiful sun outside. I'm tempted to look at it. According to a yogi, if you look at the morning sun before it gets very bright, it helps you with meditation. Okay, I tried, but it's too bright. So I'll let that yogi to be a master of meditation. So there are people, the average people, they see love as a two-way communication. I give love and I expect love in return. If I don't receive love, I'll stop giving love, because it seems that the other person doesn't care. It's like I'm praying to God. If God does not help me in my life, does not give me a sign, God doesn't care about me. So why need to waste my time praying to God if I don't see results? I look around and I see people having better lives, and I don't make the $1 million, I don't have the house, I don't have the healthy kids, I don't have the happy wife and all that stuff. Why I keep praying to God? It's not that stupid to waste my time. How many Sundays I've been to church, trying to please God, trying to show God that I do love Him, or I worship. Same with some life partners. They expect certain type of love, right? And if you don't give the love that they expect, or if you stop showing the love that they think that's love, they will turn their back on you. They will go back to survival. We don't have anything to share. I'm not sharing my food with you, right? I'll take the kids because the kids are the source of my love. They love me. So you don't deserve any love. I'll take all 5 kids or all 2 kids or whatever. So those are the selfish people thinking of themselves. But the thing is, since nobody tells them, they don't know. Because everyone builds their own reality. And if they have a big ego, it's even worse because they don't want to listen to anyone. So if a person has a little bit of ego, the person won't listen to you. Let's say if you are their partner, they might listen to certain authority, let's say a priest or a counselor or someone tells them something, they may be opening their mind to listen. But since God doesn't talk to them, so you have no chance to talk to those people, so you have to go through someone else, like a very trusted friend. But if the person is selfish and has big ego, now you have a challenge, because that person will not open the mind to anyone who tell the person, you know what, you should drop the ego, you should be less selfish so you can repair your relationship, including a relationship with God. Because some people have such big egos, like some scientists, even they think, all my friends, I know my friends are smart and all my friends are worshipping God, they go to church, and I don't want to think they are stupid because they are my friends, but they I don't want to listen to their BS or something. So going back to, so again, you got the point about those people who pray, asking God, can I have this, can I have that, can I have... So they think that's the prayer, including when they go to Sunday service or church or whatever. And honestly, the Sunday church or that type of service, reading Bible or something, is not for everyone. If someone attends the service like a robot, and the words come in and whatever it means, I don't know. If it doesn't mean anything, it's like listening to a parrot or listening to an alien who speaks your language kind of, but it talks something that's not from your world. Let's say an alien start talking about something in their dimension, which is not planets, is no sun, no sunshine like that, is something that we cannot imagine. And but they talk in our language. Let's say they manage to talk telepathically to us, and they want to describe something, and they use English or your language words, and you think, yeah, it's talking to me. I recognize some of the words. I recognize the words, but doesn't have a meaning. It's like what that alien is talking about. So some people they don't process what is just for some people is a story when they go to church. Oh yeah, the Bible is a story. Yeah, that guy said something. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I know it's true. Amen. So they have different levels. Different people have different levels of understanding and processing. Some people understand all that stuff, but then there is some distance or some time or some space between understanding and applying and or believing it. So I can tell you, I'm not a religious person, but when I read something or I listen something from the Bible, so ooh, that's really cool. It's really good. This makes total sense, because the way this Jesus guy was talking was very deep. He had very deep meaning. So, and you can apply in many aspects of your life, different saying, but you have to open your mind to think, because it's really deep. It's of course some of those things are obvious, like if you do this, let's say one of the easy ones of Jesus, like make friends with your enemies, because otherwise they will spy on you. They will tell the judge. Then the judge will prosecute you, will put you in a jail until whatever you pay all your stuff. And it's easy, even in these days, if you have enemies at work, yeah, they will spy on you, and they will go to your supervisor, and the supervisor will kick your butt for no reason, even because of lies. And until you try to prove you're innocent, you have no job and you have no money to defend yourself. Like in old days. And all those who appeared your friends at work, who you think, oh yeah, he will testify, or he will or she will be on my side because we know each other, we are friends, we are eating together, we have lunch together, whatever, share story about our kids. No, those go in a survival mode. They will not be your friend. After you're gone from that environment and that group of people, you're gone, right? So Jesus tell people all these things, all these teachings, which can apply to any time in the world, mid-ages, in antique times, in modern times. Doesn't matter, because humans are the same. If I have this coat on me made out of plastic, I'm the same like some guy 3,000 years ago who had his coat made out of animal skin, right? Same type. We all want the same things. If I'm driving a car, doesn't mean I'm totally different than those guys who were part of my type of personality, because we fall into certain groups. I'm not much different than those, right? I may know how to do some calculation, but does it make me better or something because I live 3,000 years later when the world discovered a couple of things which were intended to be discovered by the Creator, because the planted seeds into people's minds trying to seek and find, like scientists who they think they don't need God, but actually their DNA is made by a God who wants them to be like that, who wants them to prove that the religion is wrong or something, because religion wants people to be certain way, but not the religion leaders. And the science wants to be different than the religion and be competitive. And being competitive, you try to dig deeper. You discover. And if you have your mind focused on the religion, you don't have enough energy power to focus on your discoveries and your talent. So God knows that. I don't need those guys to love me. So I know I did not make these people to get love. I'm not a selfish entity or selfish creator. Because if I was to be a selfish creator, I would take the food away from those who are not believers, like selfish people do. I just mentioned about selfish people, what they do. They go into survival. The more selfish they are, the more survival they apply. Surviving skills and attitudes. So God is not like that. Do you think God took the food away or did not give food to those who live in hunger and poverty because they did not love God, that they did not pray God? Do you think that's God's punishment? No. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone who have a journey, predetermined journey, come in different areas of the earth with different skills and attitudes, and they have to go through certain things. And some people can change. It's like they call it fate. Other people don't need to change. Other people live good with their fate, which is mostly dictated by the DNA, which is the code written by the God. And forget about what the science tells you that they know all the human genome. They mapped it out. They mapped a bit of it, yes. And what's supposed to be known at this stage of the human development, they will discover more. But at this stage of the human development, they cannot just jump to the full knowledge of what's out there, who's God, what's God's purpose, what's in other dimensions, because they haven't made all the baby steps. The humans did not make all the baby steps. Even from our perspective, our reality, we think we know everything. We are so advanced and we are so good with science and numbers and theories, but you see the theories keep coming and going. Oh yeah, Einstein said that. For 30, 40 years we thought Einstein said that, but now they come out with some different theories. Yeah, Einstein was right, but look, there's a quantum theory. Right, so I can tell you, quantum theory, it's just another level of human knowledge. It's not the whole thing. Anyway, so worshipping God, it's giving the love and the appreciation, and the easiest way to get to a real state of wanting to worship God, not because it's Sunday and you have to go to church. Let's go, we are late to church, we have to go, we have to be there. No, you have to feel the drive. You have to feel, I want to get out of the house and go meet people. But it's not only Sunday. every day. Every day you want to do that. And how you do that? How you make it easier? Because sometimes even the love doesn't come easy. So be grateful for your health, whatever you have. So if you did not get infected by some coronavirus this season, this flu virus season or something, if you think of your immune system that is protecting you from all the germs I have here on my hands, on my eyes, on my face and stuff, if your immune system kept you healthy, it's made by God.